What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and I am grateful to be your host and your guide as we explore all the wonderful things going on in the world. Yes, I know there's a lot of really hard stuff going on, and we talk about that sometimes. But this show is all about inspiration and to recognize that we are in a birth canal. We are going through labor, and labor is messy. And labor can be painful, but on the other side of labor is a beautiful baby. And in this case, we believe that beautiful baby is a new earth, a new paradigm. And so we love to have presenters and musical artists that inspire us and share how to awaken within ourselves, how to raise our consciousness, and provide wonderful inspiration for us. Because you know what? We can all use more inspiration. And tonight is really fun because we are collaborating with our good friends at Soul Search. And we're going to learn all about Soul Search for any of you who don't know. And I am so happy because one of my favorite people on the planet is Barbara Tintori. And she is my co-host tonight. And she is, of course, one of the main core people that makes Soul Search run. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you so much. As always, it is one of my favorite nights when I get to be here with you.
Likewise. And we've got some of our favorite soul searchers with us. Now, Soul Search is the place to go if you're looking for psychics, healers, channels, or a local enlightenment expo. And we'll talk about what that is in a moment. But just to let you know who we've got with us as our presenters tonight. Coming back is Laurie Wheeler, and she's wonderful. She leads events all over the world, including Egypt. And we also have with us Jenna Lee, who is going to access the Akashic Records and light language and provide a beautiful experience. And in introducing our last two, back during our anniversary show, I spontaneously asked Omashar, our house musical artist, so what are some of your favorite memories on your end from Awakening World? Of all the shows we've done, hundreds of shows, he said, Tom and AJ, I love those guys. And yep, indeed, just for Omashar, and I think for everybody else, Tom and AJ, speaking from Source, are with us tonight.
So glad to be with everyone in the Soul Search family.
It's always good to have you guys. And I know that Omashar is especially happy. There he is. There is our happy house musical artist. I want to briefly let the audience know, if they haven't already, and of course, our loyal Zoom Room core audience, whom we love and adore, knows all about Soul Search. But some of you watching on Facebook and YouTube might not know about it yet. And so, Barbara, I'm going to pull up the Soul Search website and let you share a little bit about what you'd like to have me focus on and point people towards. And you need to unmute because
Amazing. You can hear me now, right?
perfectly.
Beautiful. So for those of you who don't know who we are first and foremost an online platform for consciousness and spirituality. I like to call it the candy store for spiritual seekers. So you can go on to the website and you can peruse, you can find practitioners of all ilks. If you're looking for a medium, a healer, a body worker, a channeler, a retreat, an event, you can find it on our website. You can search via practitioners. You can search our Enlightenment Expo section. That is the second type of offering that we offer to you. We do Enlightenment Expos in many different places, certainly all over California. In the Bay Area alone, we do at least one Enlightenment Expo per month. We have one coming up in a few days in Santa Cruz, Scotts Valley. That is one of my favorite places to be. We're going to be doing Scottsdale. We do many in Arizona, in Southern California, in Nevada. We're branching out to other areas in the United States as well. So stay tuned. If you go to the Enlightenment Expos tab, as you have pulled up here, you'll be able to see exactly where we're going to be. We're adding more all the time. We're working on our calendar right now for 2026. So stay tuned for that. You'll also see a tab that says Soul Search TV. That is our very own channel that you can download on all of the major platforms: Apple TV, Roku, Android Fire, Amazon TV. Our very own practitioners create empowering and enlightening and entertaining entertainment for your viewing pleasure to educate and enthrall. And we hope you take a look at that as well. AJ and Thomas have a gorgeous, beautiful show that you can check out. We'll be talking more about that tonight as well. So we offer as well, we have different retreats that are going to be coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Yes, you're seeing now scrolling all of our original series. Our founder, Tangela, has her own show on our channel as well, and many, many more to come. So many in the works. And of course, if you are a practitioner, if you are in the healing arts and you've always dreamed about reaching a more global audience with your work, let us know, and we can have a talk about that as well.
Fantastic. And you can look at all these amazing, beautiful beings who you're going to get to know tonight. And we'd love to have you be one of those beings or receive gifts from them. For those of you that might be new to the Awakening World, we have a lot of live music along with presentations. And our house musical artist, Omashar, is going to get us off moving and grooving. And take it away, beloved Omashar.
Change your heart and look around you. Change your heart, it will astound you. 'Cause I need your loving like the sunshine. Everybody's gonna learn sometime. Everybody's gonna learn sometime. Everyone's gonna learn sometime. Free your mind from limitation. fill your life with inspiration. Because we all need loving, like the sunshine. Everybody's gotta learn sometime. Everybody's gotta learn sometime. Everyone's got to learn sometime. Change your heart and look around you. Change your heart, it will astound you. 'Cause I need your loving, like the sunshine. And everybody's coming home sometime. Everybody's coming home sometime. Everybody's coming home sometime.
We're going to gallery view where we can see everyone who has their camera on and send lots of twinkles. Look at all those people with their hands up. That's because they know we twinkle Omashar after musical offerings. That's what we do here.
Thank you. Thank you, dancers. That rocked. Well, I kind of swayed actually.
Isn't it wonderful? More and more people getting up and moving. And that's such a soft, gentle song, you know, and it gets the heart open.
Exactly that. And I felt it was rather appropriate. It jumped out and said, relearn me for tonight. And so I did.
Thank you very much. And Omashar will be back with 2 more musical numbers, and we're looking forward to that. Thank you so much, brother. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Barbara, even though she's about to introduce our first guest, who's somebody who's been on before, whom I greatly admire, but I'm going to give Barbara the talking stick to introduce our first guest.
Beautiful. Thank you. It's my turn that I get to lay accolades onto Laurie here. So this makes me very happy. Laurie Wheeler, where are you? You are somewhere here. There we go. There you are. Hi, Laurie. It's so good to see you.
Hi. It's great to be here. And thank you, Omashar. That was awesome. Beautiful music.
That's A perfect tone. I'm gonna let people know a little bit about who you are and what you do for those who are seeing you for the first time. Laurie is an amazing transformational holistic practitioner. She's a homeopath, she's a channel, she's an author, she's an educator with over 30 years of experience. She was certified through the British Institute of Homeopathy and the California College of Natural Medicine. She works in homeopathy. She works in gemmotherapy. She works with laser technology to restore the human blueprint, which is something I hope you talk a little bit about tonight to our guests. It's just so fascinating. And Laurie, more than anything, her mission is to work with the principles of true healing and the energy force it seeks to transcend. Laurie has lots to say. She also has amazing wanderlust that takes her all over the world. And she's going to talk a little bit about that tonight because you have an exciting adventure ahead that's open to all of us to share with you. So without further ado, let's take it away, Laurie.
Oh, thank you, Barbara. That's a wonderful intro. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I've been in my work over 30 years now. I came by way of it through, and some people do, through a difficult challenge. My family, let's see, back in '89, built a house. And we built a house on land and we had a well and it was contaminated with toxic water. And so that really threw our health into a bad place. And so I actually lost my memory. And so I really didn't have any choice but to learn a different way to remember, to think, to be, like just imagine stepping out of your house and saying, now I don't know how to get anywhere. Now I cannot remember things. It was really difficult and very challenging. And so that's when one day I got called back to this tree. I just had this like feeling like I should just go back to this tree in my yard. And we had 14 acres in the woods, and I did. And I leaned up against this tree and I bilocated to another time. And so bilocation is being in two places at once. And it was very obvious. And it was like watching a movie in a sort of way, but being a part of it as well. And so I won't get too much into that, but that began to really open up another realm for me. And I didn't really understand it. So I had to really explore. But then spirits started to come in and began to work with me and explain things to me. So I came by way of what I know, most of it through the spirit realm. And today, currently, I actually have been working with a quantum biologist, Dr. Glenn Rhine, for some years now. And Glenn and I work in the exploration and research science of subtle energy and the effects it has on DNA and water. And Glenn is actually, he was part of the documentary that Carolyn Corey has done. I think it was called A Tear in the Sky, but I'm not positive. I think that was the name of it. She's done a few wonderful documentary. And so we quantify the information. That means we prove it and it's been published. And then he takes the information that we accumulate and he shares it with his science people all over the world. And so I'll just give you a little bit of how that works. So having the ability, so one aspect that I work in is psychometry. That's working through my hands. When I intend through my hands, I can read energy. So I am like a transceiver. I transmit, I receive, and I translate energy, the information that energy is communicating. And so that allows me to be a medical intuit. I work in the different soul regressions, and I presently work with galactic quantum codes and from 5 different star groups whom came together collectively and put this information into coded information. And so I transmit those. And some of the work Glenn and I have done is in transmitting these codes, we are checking to see how much, we're made up of electrical conductivity, electromagnetic information. And so we're checking to find out what each specific code speaks to and how that affects DNA in water. And so being able to see, I see streams of light, I hear information, what it's speaking about, everything is recorded. We do these experiments over and over again to collect the data and so that we can quantify the information, in other words, proving it. So we've done some pretty interesting things. I'll share with you one experiment we did. We took regular tap water, H2O, in a little vial. And so we placed it on top of these codes that were written out. And we left it there for an hour in the sun. And it didn't really do much. We measured it and it before and after, and it really didn't change it. But then I asked the light to come into it. So in other words, I activated, I engaged it, and bringing that information in, I could actually see it coming into the water. I could actually see the molecules, the structure, the compound of the molecules begin to shift and change. And I asked the light what it was doing, and the light replied that it was changing it so that into structured water so that it could absorb more light. And so we are made up of structured water. And so if we ask the light will respond, and it responds so that we can absorb more, so that we can move out of this deeper density and into these higher frequencies. And so when we did that, it changed the electrical conductivity of the water. I've brought in different like Mary Magdalene and Commander Ashtar and different beings and spirits, and they've changed not only at the present moment, but we've also watched it change over a period of time. In other words, increasing the electrical conductivity. So you don't really see this, you don't really know it, but to pull the science from it and understand it at that level, I think what it can do, we all want to have a little bit of proof behind what's really happening. It's good. We love to feel it. We love to believe that it's happening, but this is science also. It's where science and spirit meet together. And I think that gives us just a feeling of like, I can trust and believe that this is what's really happening in me because we've actually proven this information out. So I love that. I love working with him, with Glenn, and it's really a treat to have that opportunity. So with these codes, I also transmit them to people, and people have experienced spontaneous healing. I had a woman who actually was taken up onto the galactic starship, and having work done with her, she has breast cancer and kidney failure. And she told me that she never experienced anything like this before in her life. And she could actually see them, who they were working on her, what they looked like. I've had people, and then she had progressive health after that. There was a woman who could not see. She did not have clairvoyance, but worked with guidance. And I forget who it was. I think it was the Andromedans came in and helped her go back to her place of origin, her planet, where she's from, and showed her all about the plant life there, that she was supposed to be working with the plants here and food and such. And they actually gave her the gift of clairvoyance afterwards. So people begin to really have experiences after. And for me, that's like what it's all about. I'm just the conduit for bringing and connecting, and I love this. And I am now working on transmitting it into products so that people can tangibly hold something and work with it. And I'm having great results with people using that and telling me back that they're having great experiences. So it really tickles me that I can take this information and be a part of bringing this out for other people. So it's pretty exciting. But something else that I'd like to talk about in energy is also some places that we have been in the last couple of years. Some really exciting sacred places that the Galactics have shared, kind of where should I go when I ask, like, I feel like I need to and want to go on an excursion. I want to learn more. I want to go to a sacred site. Help me, where would that be? And so two of my very favorite places are, we just came back from Sacred Avalon, which is in England, and the Avebury and Stonehenge and Glastonbury. And then we went up through Wales. And we had amazing time there. We were there a little over 8 days. And I just want to share, if you are a dragon person, you're going to love this. This is just, I mean, I've been with dragons for a while. And I actually, when I was much younger, I had a dog that actually it was getting ready to pass on, and I had a little puppy, and I thought, wow, I don't know how I'm going to tell the puppy that this grandmother who was very close to her, this grandmother dog, was getting ready to leave. And so I went into the unseen and I asked, and I got to see what my dog, who was getting ready to pass, looked like. And she was this majestic dragon. So that just blew me away, because I didn't know anything about dragons, but I knew she was special, really special. And so I guess I've always had this aching toward dragons, and I know they're protectors, and I know they bring so much information and love and such. And so when we were over in Wales, we went to Dinas Emrys, which means in their language, it actually means Merlin. And so Merlin, it's a long story, but Merlin grew up there and was a part of the red dragon overpowering the white dragon. The white dragon wanted to keep the people sort of at bay, and the red dragon wanted to help them become who they really should be. And so, long story short, now on the flag is the red dragon. And so we were up at Dinas Emrys, and the dragon shows up. I never expected it, but it reared up like this majestic being. And it said to me, "Hello, dear old friend." And I just don't know how to tell you this feeling that overtakes you, like you've known this forever, and suddenly this all comes out in you and you're experiencing it. And it's just amazing. And everybody there got to experience dragon in their own way. So that was just, I mean, for me, that was the cherry on top of everything that had gone on there. So I feel like going to sacred places really, you get to open up and experience things that you wouldn't normally experience in your everyday life, in your everyday meditation, or even your journeys. And some years ago, one day I was in a journey, and suddenly I heard this voice that wasn't familiar to me. And I asked who it was, and it said it's the Sphinx. And that kind of took me back. I thought, the Sphinx, wow, that's interesting. And I've channeled many, many, many different beings come in, sometimes over and over again, and sometimes not. Sometimes it's one and done, depending. But the Sphinx has been with me for quite a while. And the Sphinx, Mary Magdalene, Isis, and Horus have really, and Thoth have really encouraged me to go to Egypt. And we were in Egypt last year. And I can say, so I speak light language, and the light beings work through, coming through. And as we were making our way through the tunnel to get into the king's chamber, I could feel them coming in, and it was just so powerful, and it so much more than normally as they come in. And when I came into the king's chamber, we had about a group of about 30. And I just asked everybody to sit. Could everybody just sit? Because the light beings I'm shaking. I could hardly control myself. I said, they just want to share information. They want to talk to you. And can we just have some time to sit with that, And so you never know, it's a spontaneous thing. When you're in these places, things happen. And it just blows your mind, it really does. And I get excited like a kid in the candy store. It's like, oh, wow, this is really cool. And I love to watch other people go through these experiences too. It's loads of fun, but what it really is it changes the lens in which we view ourselves completely. And you're never the same person again because of the experiences. And so, yeah, just so I want to talk a little bit about Egypt coming up. We're coming up in February, and again going, and yeah, we've got some really super amazing things that we've planned out. And I love asking people what were their favorite parts, and people saying they love the coherence of the group together and the magic that happens. And there was a gentleman that had been to Egypt several times, but he said none of the experience was like the one we did, because we did initiations and ceremonies. And it's just about connecting into the energy of this very special places and opening that up. Like when we were in Wiltshire, England this time, we got to go to a crop circle. I mean, like, when do you get to do that? They're not easy to find. They're a lot of the farmers, they plow them over, so you can't get to them. But we were so fortunate. We got to stand in one. We got to feel the energy. We stood in a circle holding hands and opening up to that energy. It's just amazing. It's like the magic that really gets to happen. And sometimes there's just no words to even describe it. You just kind of have to go and feel it for yourself, Yeah. So,
Time you do it, it's different,
what's
right?
that?
And probably every time you have done it, you've had a completely different experience.
Every single time. Yeah, for sure. Because you're not the same person. So what your needs are, or maybe you've moved through something, so now you're ready to receive something else, or you're with a different group, or it could be, who knows, all different kinds of reasons that bring you into just that moment of that magic that occurs, and magic happens all the time. It's just that I think, I've traveled to many places. Years ago, I think it was in 2008, we were in Peru, up in Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca. And one place we went with Jorge Luis Delgado, and he brought us to Aramu, Meru. And it's huge stone structure. When they talk about these stone pieces that you can't even slide a piece of paper through, well, that kind of thing. But the doorway it's not a rectangle. It just kind of comes in a little bit like this. So like this, but a little bit like that. And then on either side, there's these half curved into the stone, and you go to one spot and then you go to the other spot and then you come to the center. So I went to the first spot, and I feel it was like a place kind of readying your energy, right? I went to the next one and I could feel myself dematerialize. Now, to explain what that feels like, I don't even know how to describe it, because there's really no words, except I really felt myself, my whole self leaving. And it startled me because I'd never had an experience like that before. But it was the most craziest experience. So then I went to the center, and in the center, there's this little curvature. You put your third eye there and you stand there. And I have a picture of it on the website because it's just, brings back the memories. And I'm standing there, and suddenly the portal opens. It just opened, like the back part of the stonework, it just disappeared. And 3 light beings showed up for me. And they asked me if I wanted to go with them. And that took me by surprise as well, because I really wasn't expecting that either. And I think because I just was so surprised, I said, maybe not right now. I have work and things that I need to do that I feel I'm here for. But thank you so much for the offer. But, it's just these kind of things, it's that would have never happened had I not been in that moment at that place, and this is my heartfelt desire, that I bring people to places and experiences that maybe they wouldn't have, and if I can do that, that's my greatest opportunity, so.
What a blessing for you to have that opportunity to be in those places. And
Yeah.
this poncho that I happen to be wearing tonight is from Cusco.
Oh.
And I got it when I've been to Machu Picchu twice, and I got this in Cusco on one of my trips to Machu Picchu.
Oh, I love it.
Interesting that you talk about Machu Picchu, and I happen to be wearing this tonight.
Well, you can't talk about sacred places without, talking about Machu Picchu, right?
Absolutely. Well,
Wanderlust is infectious. That's all I can say.
I want to let people know a little bit about how to get more of Laurie, including we're going to learn about her upcoming trip to Egypt. Her website is wellnesswithin.net, wellnesswithin.net, and you definitely want to put your email address in here so you can get access to all the wonderful things that she's got going on, including you can book a free 20-minute consultation with her. That's right, a free 20-minute consultation, which is very, very generous of her. And if you go to her Spirit Adventure Tours, that's where you can learn about some of the journeys that she has taken and will be taken. Mexico, Peru, Hawaii, Sedona. You hit all the great places, Laurie.
Yeah.
Definitely all the places. And the big retreat that she and Tangela, and we love Tangela, are going to be doing together is coming up in February, and it's going to be going to Egypt. It's going to be February 1st to the 14th. So again, if you go to wellnesswithin.net, click Spirit Adventure Tours, that's where you can find out all about it. And then, of course, just click here, and that provides you with more information all about her Temple of Light initiated journey. And I have not been to Egypt yet, Laurie, but I know all my friends who go there. Yeah. It is totally a transformational place, and to do it with people like yourself and Tangela is a blessing.
Yeah, it's a special place. This year, we're going to spend 4 hours in the King's Chamber, which is going to give us so much time to really have a great experience. I asked if we could sleep over, and I think they're working on it, but I think we'll just have to maybe be happy with the 4 hours. But it will be an amazing experience. And then going between the paws of the Sphinx, and we've got some excursions like the House of Essences. the very cool thing about the House of Essences is that each essence is created from like Isis and Sekhmet and Hathor and Thoth and I asked, where does it come from? How do you know how each essence is for each individual spirit or being? And they said it's written in the original papyrus. I was like really blown away by that. So in keeping all this time, each essence, you know, there's a certain way to work with them in that. So going there, they explain all that. We're going to go to the Coptic house where Yeshua spent time as a child. I mean, and if you don't get goosebumps, wow, you know, it like just walking in, it is such a holy place. You feel him there and his presence. So, I mean, there's just so much.
And Laurie, unfortunately, we're way over time.
Oh, sorry.
We've got a lot going on, but all of that, you can find out all the itineraries that I was kind of showing it while you were talking. It's all right there. If you go to her website, wellnesswithin.net, go to Spirit Adventure Tours, and you can get the whole, everything she's going to be doing, all the different days, all the different experiences. And I apologize for cutting you off, but
No,
we're
no.
already 10 minutes over, and
I'm
we're
so
getting
sorry.
started. So
I get excited, sorry.
your enthusiasm is completely infectious.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And hopefully we'll see you on the show before you go to Egypt.
Oh, yes, I'd love to come back. Thank you so much, both of you, for having me on. I got to run. I got to get up in the middle of the night to go to New York. So thank you again.
Thanks, Laurie.
Lori.
You know, Barbara, we've started doing on every show a prayer. And my dog, Jasmine Bear, must know that it's prayer time. She literally just jumped up as I started to say that. Jasmine Bear and Barbara's dog are very dear friends.
He's not here with me right now, otherwise I'd have him up.
And I'm going to start the prayer tonight, and then we're going to bring up Desiree up. But I'll leave you and Desiree up for a moment. And we want to dedicate tonight's prayer to the global flotilla that's trying to bring food to Gaza. And I really want to thank Dr. Laura. She's one of our regulars, and she has posted in the chat box a lot of links to where we can track what's going on with the flotilla. And you can track it on X, on Instagram. And Dr. Laura lets us know that both the website and the actual flotilla are being attacked by Israel, but there are some countries that are providing boats. Turkey and Greece and others are being supportive of it. So I'm going to start the prayer on the flotilla and then turn it over to Desiree. And I'll go to gallery view for everybody. So let's just start by taking some deep breaths and connecting to our beautiful universe of you that's within each and every one of us. And rising up and connecting to our higher self so that our higher self and our smaller personality and beautiful human ego self are in alignment. And we come together, linking all of our human selves and linking all of our higher selves, holding the vision for peace to prevail. And peace can only come when everyone is fed and everyone is safe. And may the horror happening in Gaza shift, hopefully starting with the food and supplies arriving on this flotilla. May the flotilla make it all the way through. And may those who are hungry, those who need those supplies, get them with absolute maximum grace. Maximum grace for the flotilla, maximum grace for Gaza. Thank you. And we turn things over to Desiree.
Asker bekirega tayitaka We're going to start with a little bit of light language, bringing in that light. I love how Laurie talked about filling our entire being with as much light as we possibly can. So we're going to start with that light language. We open our hearts to give love. We share our wisdom. We share our love. We join together to join our energies. We join together our hearts, our heart chakras, as we clear the energy, as we transmute that energy. We bring peace to those areas that need peace. Bring love to the areas that need love. We bring food, water, shelter, nurturing, peace. I'm seeing almost flames, phoenix flames on that heart chakra. So we're clearing a lot of energy as well. Broadening the mind so things that we have not seen, making clarity on what we need to do. And offerings of peace and gratitude. We thank all the support we have on the other side for helping us as well. They hear our prayers. They go deep within our hearts. They also see our tears. Bringing love to our homes. Gratitude. That is a lot of energy that just went through us. So thank you guys very much. I can feel just that flame energy. Whew, it's a little warm. But thank you for that transmutation. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your prayers. I have put into the chat box, again, where you can track what's happening with Flotilla. I really appreciate that Dr. Laura provided us with that information. And for those of you that are watching and want to know exactly where to go, there are many, many options. You can go on X, you can go on Instagram, and that's where I'm going to take us right now. The Instagram is Global Summit Flotilla. Let me show it to you, everybody. I'm looking at it. I haven't zoomed share screen yet. Here we go. On Instagram, it's Global Sumud, S-U-M-U-D, Flotilla. Global Sumud, S-U-M-U-D, Flotilla. We're happy to see that all crews say it. And there's all the different, like, you can click on any of these little boxes and it'll take you to some of the Instagram posts letting us know what's going on. So thank you very much, Dr. Laura, for providing that. Also, she suggests that you can make phone calls, call your congressional leaders, ask them to be supportive. And there's even a phone number where you can call Trump's office. I don't know if he'll answer. He's too busy complaining about Jimmy Kimmel, I think. But there's even a number where you can call and try and leave a message for Trump. So thank you, Dr. Laura, for that. And I am going to turn things over to our beautiful, beloved Barbara to introduce our next guest.
Amazing. I'm still somewhere. I'm trying to bring all of my pieces back to be able to speak coherently here. That was all so beautiful. Oh my goodness. And speaking of beautiful, I am so happy to introduce my friend Jenna Lee. Jenna is a powerful Akashic enlightenment practitioner. She's a channeler. She's a teacher of light and creatrix of My Awakening Within. Jenna guides others in their Akashic enlightenment by accessing the Akashic records and the books of life and truth. And Jenna is also the host of the Erotic Spirit podcast. And she guides clients to understand how sacred sexuality through Akashic enlightenment and frequency work can expand our consciousness, dismantle shame, amen to that, and unlock our divine power. And Jenna is going to be with us in Scottsdale in a couple of weeks, October 4th and 5th, for our Enlightenment Expo there in Scottsdale. We're always so excited when Jenna is with us. So welcome, Jenna.
Good to be here. Thank you for that, Barbara.
So what would you like to share with us tonight?
Yeah, I'll get into it. And thank you for the powerful transmission, Desiree. I'm feeling it. I'm riding the wave. And so basically today I'd love to share, more about what I do. I'll be channeling. I've a couple questions that I've asked for the collective and have opened up the Akashic field, and there will be a light language activation as well. So ride in the wave. Yeah, and so I channel, I work through the Akashic Enlightenment field, and so you'll kind of notice that I say Akashic Enlightenment. Your Akashic records, if you're not familiar, is your energetic database of what your soul has experienced in this lifetime and can include other lifetimes as well. And I also work with what's called the Book of Truth, which is multi-universal knowledge, cosmic laws of the universe. So working with one soul's journey, channeling through the universal field of knowledge, helping people to their ascension, or to ground in their ascension and their knowing and their mastery into this lifetime. And when I tell people what I do, I really say I help people remember their presence. So through my own work and through my own spiritual journey, and even doing this work with others, I have I have learned to gain more and more presence to help others see their true self. So the more that we do the work on ourselves, we become a clearer channel, right? And with that, what I have learned is through mirror consciousness, when working with someone, being really present with them, they have the ability to then see themselves, see the patterns that they have opportunities to release, the belief systems that no longer serve them, or never really have served them, but they have learned out of maybe survival or whatever experiences that they have learned. So getting into the root mindset or belief system through this work and holding that presence for someone, they realize that they are the healer, that they are healed, that they are whole, they are divinely perfect, and they are light. And it really allows them to step into and recognize and remember their power and anchor that in. Right. So, and then I've stepped into hosting the Erotic Spirit podcast, just to touch on that very, very slightly here. My spiritual journey has been through, catalysts, as a lot of them are. And so I actually had PTSD at the kind of beginning of my spiritual journey, and just really shoved from the universe into saying, hey, we're going to finally face some of the things. And I have, I had repressed memories from when I was younger and a lot of sexual trauma and sexual abuse. And so my passion and my love is empowering people to not, to acknowledge the shame or things that have happened to them and be able to come out on the other side of it empowered and just being really present and honoring whatever that means to them. So check out the podcast if you're interested. It's mainly, the first season is mainly foundational and all about sexual healing and just healing practices. So, and then just tuning into, I just feel the energy coming in here. I had asked before, this evening kind of what to come in with. And so one of the things that was coming in was about receiving and to just allow the frequencies of anchoring in that remembrance of receiving, and that we can be givers and give, and now just kind of understanding and helping to anchor in a different side of receiving. So as I kind of just start to tune in here and drop in. And if you're feeling like you want to relax your eyes as well, feel free to do that. And just be present when honoring what comes up within your body and asking about what does it truly mean to receive, and being really present with this frequency. And we can overgive or give from a place of attachment, meaning that we have an attachment to the outcome. And when we step into that frequency or step into this attachment to the outcome of what someone's perspective is of giving, it can be symbolizing or a resemblance of frequency of lack or distorted disillusions of not being whole. And I have to give from this place to people please instead of truly stepping into presence and giving. And so when we start to look at the reverse coin of receiving, to fully turn that faucet on, to fully be in receiving mode, to fully see our value and let that faucet run through, to run through from source to all that is a divine reflection of our own inner being in essence, and allowing that to flow through, emanating that frequency, not because we have to, but because we embody and we know it and we see it. When we allow that to then emanate, that is the true presence of giving. A full cup flowing through the body, anchoring in. And as this is just coming through, we can even start to practice that here, where you are remembering the frequencies of source and all that is divinely reflected within all of us here today, anchoring in that love and peace within the body, anchoring in, allowing ourselves to fully receive. There were any times where we were told we had to do this and give and overgive. Now is the time to fully step into that place of receiving, opening and expanding your heart, expanding that heart out deep and wide, allowing yourself to surrender to this present moment, being in it fully, allowing the frequencies to anchor in and be seen and be revealed that it never left. It was always here and always flowing. And now we're turning the faucet open even bigger here, expanding that heart, visualizing that heart outside of the body, connecting into soul and all that is, dropping in, anchoring in those receiving frequencies even deeper. If there are any moments in time where we felt undervalued of receiving, that is released. We're letting go of any illusions of not being worthy enough to receive. dropping and anchoring and remembering that frequency here. Kuelea shuelaka wala hakua sikite walekata o kau shuelaka. Tuiashi wala kuaya te shuelete wale ikite. Shuite lo kuaya tu ukuite shuelete waleka ushile waka. Kiwele kishuele kau ete kuyete yata wala kau. Tuwele shuele kuyata ikuela wa. Iwele shuele. If there's any resistance to this, just acknowledge that where it is in the body. Tuwele oi si kiwele kwa. Tuwele si ke tu shuile kitao. Akawale kuishike te o kuyata. Kuesieta wa ea o she tukala kawala kwala kwala you are love kuesieta wala kata o kwala siete kiwisi wala ka kuesieta wala ka kaleo wate loeka you are love kuesieta wala ka wale weshi wala ka tuwala kuite eshe wala ka ewete yuwale eshe wala ka Sewele kola kita, your divine expression of love. Kuite lewe sekete shilo kota leokwa, iwetish duelaka. Kuite iwile kawale asikete shuela kawala kawite. Kiwish duelaka wele sakatiwish, de duelaka. Kuelesi awale kuayete. You are love, remembering that presence. Kuele tawala sikete wala ka. Kuele tuwala kashu wala tawaka. Kuele hisete wala ke. Anything left unsaid is being revealed. Kueke wala ka washilo. Acknowledge in your body. Kuele sikete wala ka wasi. Any uncomfortableness. Te wala katao. Shukite leweles. Kite wala ka wala kwais. Tuele katish kwalaka leota. Tuele anchoring into the body, moving through every aspect, every cell, in all dimensions, times, and planes. This is the frequency of you, divine reflection of love, of source, universe. Anchoring that remembrance in, grounding in, even starting to visualize roots in the bottom of your feet. See those roots grounding down into Mother Gaia, using the support and anchor of that, moving that energy through you, that flow running down below. And starting to come back to your body. As you're coming back to your body, just take a snapshot of your body and how you feel. Remember this, starting to anchor back in, moving those hands and fingers, starting to come back even more. And when you're ready, open your eyes or leave them shut. Yeah. Whew. Grounding that energy in. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna bring up Barbara again as well.
Yeah.
There was a question about men doing light language. And Desiree did say that she's had men in her classes. Is there indeed anything about gender and men and light language, Jenna?
No, I mean, light language is, connection to source and true self. So it's not like discerning on men or women, but I just know from what I've seen, I've taught different spiritual classes or intuition. I've seen more women that would show up in those classes. So, maybe it's just part of that and where people are in their journeys. But yeah, there's no reason that like one would have more opportunities or that they can't do it. Yeah. Just might be, yeah, where they sit.
More of a societal thing at this point still.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'm trying to go to the website that we have in the bio, and it's
Yeah.
not opening. So have we misspelled it? What we've got is myawakenwithin.com,
Oh,
but there's Safari or the
it's
other
awakening, my awakening
My
within.
Awakening.
Yeah.
Okay.
ING.
That was me. Sorry.
No, no.
That appear there we go.
There we
That awakened.
go.
That website awakened.
Whoops.
And so this is how people
It's like present.
can
We are,
learn.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful website.
Mm.
And this is where you can learn much more about Jenna Lee's many offerings. What's an Akashic Enlightenment session? What's that like?
Yeah, so that works with your Akashic records. I mean, people can ask about anything in their journey. Most of the times it's people coming because they're feeling stagnant or blocked. And really what comes up is the root mindset of a belief system of like why they feel that they're blocked so that they can step back into presence and create from that new space. So it's not really like a reading, it's more of like a guidance and remembrance. Different energy modalities come in as well. So light language comes in, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you so much for your dedication to this work. And you are a very, very clear channel that spirit's flowing through, Jenna Lee.
Yeah.
Very
Thank you.
important for those of us who have experienced sexual trauma in our story. And thank you for the work that you do in helping with all of that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me here today. I appreciate it. And yeah, sending love to everyone. So
Thank you for blessing our presence. Stick around because we've got an Omashar song coming up, and then our buddies AJ and Tom. So let's all get ready to move and groove, everybody. Here is Omashar.
Yeah, this is another gentle one, and Jenna, I can only speak you rock, but it's something different than that because that's a bit of a. However, after your moment, I had to get my hematite out to help me quicken my re-entry. So thank you for that. I really felt it. Thank you,
yeah,
sweetheart.
absolutely.
Omashar, just before you start for a moment, we actually have an interesting question. So while we've got Jenna Lee here and Desiree, Adora is asking, just curious, wondering if Desiree and Jenna would be able to carry on a light language conversation. Would they be able to understand each other?
Great question.
Funny that you say that because as you were channeling the light language, I'm in the background, I'm right next to you going da, 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 just exactly with you. Would you like to take 2 minutes out and just channel together?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I've never really done this over Zoom before, so I say we just start channeling and going back and forth. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna begin with a nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Tuele, wele, wea, wala, wea, koa. Duele, welau, tatashi, loka, deleo, shieta.
So that's so cool. What I got is literally hugging and then our minds telepathically connecting. And I really love your light language because it was very ancient. So when I teach light language, I can sometimes pick up whether they're talking, like medicine men, or if they're talking like the Akashic or like more of the Ascended Masters, or where they're coming from. Yours is incredibly ancient. So I enjoyed that as well. And then once you started speaking, I just saw like the interconnecting. It was very, very beautiful. I don't know what you experienced on your end. I'm curious.
Yeah, I just was seeing threads connected that not separate, and just love funneling through, and my hands were just like moving in the physical, like we're connected, even though you're over Zoom. I'm like, I feel you though.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you for that moment. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, thank you both. That was really fun. I love spontaneity. You never know what's going to happen on the awakening world. Well, Omashar, there you go. Only how's that for a lead into your next musical number?
Always expect the unexpected. That was very cool. I was taken aback and taken aside. And what Desiree was saying about Jenna's language being so ancient, that is exactly what I felt. So anyway, here's something completely different. Oh, goodness me. Me. Sometimes it feels so hard to move along, saying goodbye to yesterday. Take heart, my friends, there is a new song bringing us back to our homelands. When something troubles you, just call out my name. I'm the one who loves you. Be still within. Hear what I say. Give me the chance to be with you. We are one heart, one mind, one soul, working together to heal. There are no walls between us now. It's a celebration of union. So when you're feeling down and on your own, take a look around. I am in everything. Give me your burden, walk into my arms. I will lift you up, I will hold you. We are one heart, one mind, one soul, working together to heal. There are no walls between us now. It's a celebration of union. We are the ones who hear the new voice calling us home to freedom. Fear not, my friends, this is a new place full of new joys and happiness. Yes, we are one heart, one mind, one soul, working together to heal.
I love the little gong at the end of that one.
Yeah, I
Also,
mean, it's like Gone with the Wind. It came to my mind. I was fighting playing that song. All the songs just pop in that need to be played or asked to be played in an evening, just like kind of channeling whatever. And I was fighting. I almost switched that song, and it was fighting with me. Say, play me, and I kind of realized maybe why, because especially after Jenna, because that rhythm in that song was based upon Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing, and so just the rhythm inspired me to write the song "One Heart, One Mind, One Soul." However, how interesting, right, Jenna?
beautiful. Um, and by the way, our beloved Carol Craig, one of our favorite global peace tribers, wants you to know that it was her her husband who passed away. His favorite saying was "expect the unexpected." And Susan points out that expect the unexpected is connected to Uranus energy. So there you go. People are responding not just to your music, but to the witticisms that come out of your mouth.
The witticisms, yeah. I'll tell you where that came from. It came from Monty Python. Always expect the unexpected.
Oh, I thought it was coming from up Uranus.
Yes, that too. It was my, I actually have, whatever, we won't go there, starry animals. Thank you.
Well, I am really excited. I'm going to start the introduction, but then turn over to Barbara to complete it, because two of our all-time favorite people, we have had hundreds of presenters on this show, but I think almost everybody loves these two guys as much as anybody we have on the show. And of course, speaking from source, it's AJ and Tom, these two beautiful, beautiful men who, you know, we saw a unique experience of two light languagers doing the thing. And how interesting that we had that on the same night, because that's never happened before here, that we've got the two of you. So to go further with the introduction, I turn it over to Barbara.
Thank you. I was thinking the exact same thing. How amazing, you know, we just surrender to the divine to manage it all, to produce this show ultimately for us. Isn't that amazing? I'm so happy to be with Thomas and AJ, two of my favorite people. I haven't seen you in person in so long. I miss you.
We miss you. We do.
Oh, I might just, I might just hop in the car and come to
Come October 4th to the Soul Search event. We'll be there.
AJ and Thomas will be there October 4th and 5th, along with Jenna, and it'll just be a channeling bonanza for us all. It's going to be a huge treat. Well, Thomas and AJ, for those of you who don't know, are exquisite intuitive channels. They are so unique in that they channel together. They enter a shared trance state, which is just so incredible to experience, especially in person. They have one mind, one voice. They're bringing through profound messages from the guides. And the guides, a collective of multi-dimensional beings, they offer timeless wisdom to help us all unlock our true potential, navigate life's challenges, and boy, don't we have them right now, with grace, and contribute to the upliftment of the collective consciousness. Thomas and AJ also have an amazing show on Soul Search TV. For those of you who have not checked it out yet, what are you waiting for? It is called Infinite Pathway Journey to Self-Realization. If you want to experience more of Thomas and AJ after tonight, and I know you will, go to soulsearch.tv. You can download the channel for free again on all the major platforms, and you can experience their amazing show for yourselves. And so without further ado, I welcome you to this beautiful evening. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much, Barbara. It really is a joy to see you. We've really missed you.
Right back at you. Oh.
So great to see you, and great to see everyone from the Global Peace Tribe. Welcome, community. It's so good to be with you again. We're delighted to be here. I couldn't help but notice when that dual light language was going on that was exactly the sort of thing that happens between AJ and I, that it really is. And the guides say that's going to happen to all of us. That's where we're headed. That's where we're going. That's really, to get to a position of oneness, which is where we're ascending toward. It's going to involve telepathy. It's going to involve, and here's the good news. You can't lie when you're in telepathy.
That's so true.
You can't lie when you read someone else's mind.
That's so true. And I really think too that Omashar was guided for that song as well when he says there are no walls between us.
Right.
And we're like a living example of that as we share one mind and we bring these messages through. But
It's amazing, the synchronicity, isn't it? And I just popped on for 1 second because Scott is powdering his nose right now. And I know that sometime during your time, Thomas and AJ, you're gonna whilst you're in channel mode, you're going to ask some questions. You're going to be allowed our participants to ask questions. And so please put them in the chat box. And Barbara and I, when the appropriate time is, will pick a few and ask. And so thank you. Love you.
Thank you so much. Yes, this is a perfect time. If you have any kind of question, the guides accept all kinds of questions. So there's nothing you can't ask, whether it's about the universe, whether it's about your personal life, things that are going on for you. Please feel free to do that. One thing I'll tell you is that many times the guides answer the question underneath your question, which is pretty typical of spirit, right? So spirit's like, I know you're asking me about the red truck, but let's really talk about what you're really asking. The permission to give yourself something.
Exactly.
For example.
Exactly. So for those of you that haven't seen us before, my wonderful husband, Tom, is going to lead us in an alignment meditation. And that helps us bring in the guides, and it helps us also you and bring in your guides in this beautiful collection. As Omashar so beautifully says, there are no walls between us as we share in this collective. And then the guides will have an opening remark, an opening statement, which is usually right on the money with the theme that everything is going on today. And then they will open and invite for questions. And as we said earlier, there's no question too big or too small for the guides. So you literally can't get it wrong. And we wanted to remind you that as you sit with the guides in this channeling session, as we're in this trance, it is an energy transmission, just like the light language that Jenna and Desiree were doing. It is an energy transmission. So open yourself up to that. And toward the very end, when we're just about done, the guides have a sense of knowing and they say, we are complete. And that means that they're kind of wrapped up for the session. And we'll just do a few quick breaths, 10 seconds or so. Hold on, because they're going to share what they call the hug. And the hug is a beautiful transmission of love energy from divine source. And whether you're watching this replay live or at home later on in the replay, you'll be able to get that energy transmission as well. So
never say no to a hug from source. That's what I say.
Exactly.
So yeah, so at the very end, when they say they are complete, just stay still for a second and take it in, allow it in.
Yes, we have our shawls on right now, which means we're ready to channel and bring in the guides.
And a word about this meditation I'm going to do very, very quickly. It really is part of their transmission. In fact, you'll see they're going to take over. At some point, they kind of say, okay, very nice, Tom. Now let us handle this. And they'll take over a little bit. And there's two purposes for this. One is certainly that it's going to align all of our energies, but it's also going to center us. And that's so important to all of us right now. The guides have had a lot of messages about our need to center. Our need to really set into the energies of the divine, which are in all of us and around all of us. And so we'll do that together here right now. If you would all join me with taking 3 deep breaths in and out, in and out, in and out. Allow yourself to just remain in your natural breath rhythm. Allow it to slow a bit as you feel the air going in and out of your body. This beautiful gift that is feeding every cell of your body with no effort on your part. Allow yourself, as you take in all those energies, all those nutrients, to then release through your exhalation anything that no longer serves you, any dis-ease or discomfort, any ache or any pain, any thought that is not serving you in the moment. Allow it to exhale out with your breath, letting it float away, or perhaps even down by your feet where you can pick it up later should you choose. Feel now the energies of Mother Earth herself rising up through your feet, filling with a beautiful reddish brown light that encompasses itself in your root chakra as she fills us with her divine protective energies. She holds us steady, she anchors us, she roots us. We can feel her energies coming all the way up to our heart space. And feel now as the energies of divine join her from your crown chakra, a beautiful violet silver light, which emerges down, meeting the energies of earth, combining with her, completing us and our energies as one whole, one complete spirit. Feel then as each of your chakras open to receive all the energies that are a part of your natural equipment, a part of who and what you are, your sacral chakra, your creativity, your solar plexus, your identity, your heart chakra, your compassion, your throat chakra, your expression, your ability to express, your groundedness, your creativity, your identity. And we move now to the third eye, where we all are able to enter the etheric realm together. Allow the beautiful indigo light that shines from the middle of your forehead to project out like a door into the etheric realm where all of divine and multiple dimensions are, where your guides await our invitation to join us at this etheric table. We invite in our blessed guides, those who are closest to the light, those who have the highest vibration and are most interested in the greatest and highest good of all of us. We ask you to come and join us now with the guides of those who are present and the guides of those who are listening later to this recording. Come and join us around this table, becoming very crowded. And we ask you, please, to allow AJ and I to communicate your messages clearly and confidently, so that they may be of service to those who are listening now and later. We thank you for joining us.
Dear ones, we are grateful for this opportunity to share in your light and your energies today in this beautiful circle of light and light workers created through your intention and your willingness to allow that aspect of you, that divine aspect of you, to come forward and embody you, embody your energy, you as light workers, you as warriors of light, you as indeed sentinels of light, allowing this beautiful transmission of expression to come forward, which has no boundaries, which has no bias, which has no exclusion. For, dear ones, you as crystal sentinel beings, when you do so, when you open up your channels of light and allow the divine in and to flow through you to connect with that aspect of yourself that is always an aspect of source. You send an amazing light that ripples out beyond you, out into your environment, out able to be perceived and recognized by others, and out into the universe. This, dear ones, is the aspect of ascension so many of you talk about. This conscious creation of allowing, embodying, and sharing your light.
We do call you sentinels, and we call you this for an important reason. For all of you who are gathered here, and so many others gathered in similar places, are standing ahead of the rest of humanity, purposely placed ahead of those who are only beginning to awaken, and those who have not yet even considered what else is available to them. You stand ahead. You have stepped further than all the rest, and for the simple reason that you have marked, like sentinels, the space ahead, so that others can feel secure in their stepping forward. They look toward you to see that the land ahead of them is safe and joyous. This is your important role, and we wish to thank you for doing so. For all of you play such a critical role, not just as light workers, but as those who show the way that is coming to you. You are in a time of awakening. We wish to remind you, for it is easy at this time to begin to feel as if despair is winning, to feel as if things are falling apart. Yes, they are. The cycle is ending, a cycle that has allowed for separation, that has promoted individualism and individual identity and all that comes with it. For greed is simply a part of this. Violence is just a part of this, and yet these times are coming to a close. We wish to encourage you with this. It is easy for you to look across the many stories that come in front of you and think things are getting worse. Let us let you know that the dawn is quickly approaching, that in fact there is much coming for you that you have asked for, that you have dreamed about, that you have foreseen. You are joined by all of the realms of multiple dimensions, which are becoming clearer for you, becoming more connected to you, more physical to you. Some you shall see, some you shall interact with more and more as the time emerges. We say this to encourage you. We say this to bolster you. We say this to remind you that all is well, all is on time, and all is occurring as it is intended to occur.
And so, dear ones, do not distract yourselves with worry. For the ascension, this light that is here and will continue to expand, expands through you as the sentinels, as the way showers, as you simply allow yourself to be, through your voice, through your dance, through your expression, through your words and your actions, through the compassionate heart and dear ones, through your being and through your example, not in your resistance, not in your opposition, not in your hostility. These things becoming more and more of a contrast for you as more and more of these energies become completely incompatible with the being that you are.
And so we are saying something quite simple but important, and that is that these changes, this movement toward the light, does not occur to you, it occurs through you. In other words, your light that you shine is the very thing that calls forth the dawn. It is so very important for you then to look carefully, not at the violence out in the world with others, not with the hatred that exists for others or the judgment, but within your own heart. To make sure that you are conscious of the times when you judge, of the times when you allow hatred, of the times when you enable separation to occur. Each decision, each choice that you make to shine your light, to live in love, is what hastens the day. We say often, you decide when the next beginning is by your very being. Therefore, we encourage you to work even more toward shining your light at every opportunity. We also wish to remind you that you are not alone, that when there are difficulties, for life continues to use contrast to help you to expand, that when this occurs, that you are never by yourself, that all your guides gather round you often, showing you the path to joy, showing you the way in which you are able to control your own vibration, showing you all of the available light that is there for you. Do not hesitate calling upon them, for they are there and more than willing to guide with you.
Indeed, dear ones, such beautiful opportunities ahead for you. And we wish to take this time to hear directly from you, to share in your energies, and for you to ask any questions you may have of us at this time.
Well, I shall go first and then Barbara will follow. This question is, when will all be able to only openly communicate with our brothers and sisters from the stars?
It is soon. It is very soon. It has been occurring for some time. There are those among you who have been having interactions, perhaps in dreams, perhaps in daydreams, perhaps in conversations that you did not know who you were having them with. For our brothers and sisters are quite aware of the ability to communicate in shared mind, as you are seeing now. And they are connecting with you in thought. We would encourage you to, unlike the unawakened, looking for a ship or a video or some evidence, to instead connect with your heart. For these other beings, these civilizations, those that are watching you and have watched you for such a long time, are interested in connecting to your heart. They are interested in hearing your connection to source, for it is the same source. There is one universal source, and you share this with them. What a lovely way to begin your relationship, by celebrating with them the fact that they are adored by source. And yes, you are adored by source. every one of you without exception.
Indeed, dear ones, for again, there is no separation. We are here with you now as we speak through the channels. We are here with you now in your third dimensional plane, coexisting on Mother Gaia. And we are here with you now in your skies and in your atmosphere. And yet notice how all creation comes first with the asking, first with the intention. And this connection that we shall make with you is not merely enough for you to view it on your television screens. It must come through you. It must come through your asking and your intention. It must come through your connection, as it were, to us and to Source itself.
Oneness is your goal and yet also theirs. And therefore, you are able to begin to find what it is that you share versus what it is that separates you. Now is a perfect opportunity as these interactions begin to find what is common in your hearts and in souls, to find what is shared and to operate from a position of love. For these civilizations have much to teach you. Some who are way advanced, who are sentinels far above, far beyond, simply pointing the way for you as you evolve, as you ascend.
Beautiful. Susan Sabbath has a personal question regarding her physical well-being. Please communicate the root cause and solution of a 6-year nerve pain in the right side of my head. Thank you, she says. Much love and gratitude.
We wish to begin by saying, beloved, that it is common for humans to consider all maladies from a negative position. And yet, from our view, we see all of these as opportunities, teachers, if you will. And so we would suggest, as we already since you have been doing, to hold conversations with this pain, to speak to this part of your body, asking what it wishes to teach you, asking what it wishes to express to you. The next question we would ask you is, how is the pain serving you? Difficult, yes. Hard to think that something that causes distress could be serving you, and yet it is an important examination for you. We are not saying that it is serving you in obvious ways. We are saying that it is perhaps slowing you down. It is perhaps helping you focus. It is perhaps teaching you something different about the human condition. So many of you are so quick to get rid of these maladies, as you call them, these illnesses, as opposed to embracing them, incorporating them, asking them what it is that they wish to serve you. This does not mean that you are stuck with this malady, for we since you still see it as illness, which is fine. What we would suggest for you is that you recognize that there are aspects of your body that are built in generationally, that are part of your DNA, yet never by accident, never a mistake, always perfect, always in service. And therefore, There may not be a quick remedy, but there is an opportunity for you to overcome, to live beyond, to integrate. This is what we wish for you to understand.
Indeed, dear one. And so there is this aspect of transcendence, of allowing flow through all of your systems, through blessing and seeing your body as whole and complete, perfect in all of its conditions, and allowing you to transcend them. Perhaps finding and identifying a totem or an animal that for you is of whole health, that is strong and is able to be present for you to pivot from your physical conditions as you focus on this totem. All this there for your transcendence with flow and allowance and the vibration of self-love.
Your medical doctors shall tell you that this is a damaged aspect of your own nervous system, and yet we would banish this word damage, for it is not necessary. It is instead an aspect of who you are and as you were created to be at this stage of your life. Therefore, though we understand that it seems to be a great limitation, we would encourage you to offer it great blessings, for it is rearing up to teach you something, to tell you something. It is inactivating itself in pain. So often your bodies operate within pain as messengers, as ways of communicating to you. They say, we have your attention now. And therefore, a wonderful opportunity for you to review and address lifestyle issues and to allow changes in the way in which you self-care. Hearing the voice coming from the very pain that is telling you now is a good time to allow more of your self-love, to allow more of your gifts to yourself. Also allowing in the presence of this condition, not as a malady, but as a gift.
Is there time for 2 more questions?
Proceed.
Will the dark forces currently ruling much of the earth be removed anytime soon so that they will not be able to continue inflicting damage on the masses of the people on this planet?
My dearest beloveds, we wish to say to you, though it will be hard for you to hear, that there is no dark force but what you create and you allow. This does not mean there is no darkness. What we are saying, however, is that you empower this through your stories. You create the monster under your bed, if you will. You enable by simply giving the power in your stories of these dark forces. What you say to us, oh, how can then all the things be that are occurring that are so very dark? They must come from some intentional source. But we remind you that there is no power greater than the universal source of all intelligence. It is comprised of love, and around its light there is no power that can match it. There is no power that can overcome it. There is no power that can even reign over it. And yet, you each have your own choice At all times, you have what you call free will. This means that you are able to believe there is a monster under your bed that is out to hurt you, and there it shall be, and there it is, and there it will cause whatever damage it will cause. What we are saying to you is your best defense. This where we say before, you cause the change. You decide, you choose, and it begins by your choosing to focus on the light, calling in the light, for there is no power that can overcome the light of source. We say this to encourage you, to allow you to release those things that you build around you to oppose you. They are not necessary. They are not needed, and they are simply waiting for you to shoo them away with your light.
Indeed, dear ones, and so we shall give you our perspective of how we see you and Mother Earth. And we see you and Mother Earth as a tremendous light, a tremendous emanation of light, almost as brilliant as a sun, and becoming more luminous as each of you step into your own recognition of your own light and recognize in others their own individual lights as you join in light. This is the task before you at this time, and we simply say, drop your attention on anything that is not of the light. This is the task before you at this time.
What a wonderful gift when you think of it, that you are free from the oppression that you create around you. For, again, there is no source of power that can overcome that of light, that can overcome that of source. Therefore, focus your eyes there and watch the room light up. Watch the world light up. There are many still making a decision to tell this story of oppression. And you are few in comparison to those who wish to live in a world of darkness and to create a force of darkness. And yet we remind you the dawn is among you. It's upon you. It is there for you. It is arriving, and you speed it by your own focus. Such good news for you, beloveds. We encourage you to begin each day reminding yourself that you are in the light, that the light is around you and around so very many of you. And in doing so, you bring it to greater fullness.
Beautiful. And one last question for the evening. Eleanor asks a question that I know is the same question probably many people have here tuning in tonight. What do I need to know regarding receiving my financial abundance? And she sends her thanks and gratitude.
We are grateful for this question, for much of what we have just said does apply here as well. In fact, you should see a theme, what we call premises. These are important premises, that I am always adored by source, that there is abundant resources available. There is not a small amount, but a large amount, and that I am worthy of receiving all that I need. In fact, all that I wish. These important premises must guide you in your daily recognition of what is around you. It may take time for you to master, and yet we encourage you to remember that there is no limitation, there is no hesitation on the part of the universe holding back on you. We hear many humans say that the world is out to get them, that the universe has it against them, when nothing could be further from the truth. And so we encourage you to move into a state of pure allowance, to begin each day with your arms wide open. You particular dear one must remind yourself that you are worthy of all the resources that are needed for you, that you must remind yourself that the source adores you and wishes to give you all that is necessary for you. We ask you to continue to hold these assertions, to listen carefully to the inner voices that wish to contradict them, that wish to tell you that it is not so simple, that it is not so easy, that there is some complexity, that there is some aspect of who you are that makes you unworthy. Listen carefully for these messages and counter them with what is the truth, which is that you are adored and all that is available for you.
Indeed, dearest one, and we remind you and each and every one of you the nature of creation, the nature of the universe in its expansion only allows for the possibility of yes to whatever you intend, whatever you create, whatever you are frightened of, whatever you are celebrating, whatever you are proposing in your abundance, whatever you are feeling in your lack. Dear ones, this is a time of your own self-mastery, for you to catch your thoughts, for you to look inside and discover those aspects, those stories, those beliefs, those energies that you may have been holding on to that do no longer serve you, and to abandon them with the safe, secure knowledge that you are always guided, you are always protected, and you will always get what you desire and intend.
We called you sentinels, and why we say this again is because you are seeing a different reality than many of your brothers and sisters across the human race. You are seeing the opportunities that are there for abundant peace, for abundant love. You are learning how to see the world differently than it has been presented to you. For it has been presented to you in terms of good versus evil. It has been presented to you in terms of limited opportunities or resources. These stories are now beginning to crumble, and you are creating the new stories. And so we would encourage you, dear one, to write the new story in your journal, perhaps multiple times over multiple days. Here is the story of me and all the abundance that is given to me because of how deeply I am loved by Source. Here is all the things that are available to me, and here is the world that I wish to create and live in. If each of you would do this, to begin to tell this important story, you shall bring forth this reality, for it is just there, waiting for you.
Indeed, dear ones. And so we remind you of your connection to the light. We remind you of your connection to your guides. We remind you of your connection to divine source itself. And we remind you of the unending flow of love and adoration that is available to each and every one of you. You are simply adored by Source Creator, and you are a part of creation itself.
Allow us now then to share that loving energy as you have been feeling it throughout the evening. We have sensed it. You have called to us in the love that you are sharing with one another. Now open your arms and allow it in for yourself. Allow it to take hold of you, for you are so very deeply adored. And with this, we are complete.
We're back. Greetings,
Back.
everyone.
Hello, welcome
Hey,
back.
guys.
Oh my goodness. I think I can speak for everyone here. I know I always say it every time I experience you channeling, but this was extraordinary. What a reminder in these times for us as light workers and light beings here intentionally in this time, and how we can hold steady and remember why we're here. Thank you for just the amazing resources. So many comments coming in. Shoshana, you have such gorgeous energy fields from what I can see. We all have our unique perspectives and qualities. I appreciate the very beautiful tapestry and rivers of rays and light. I feel my being feeling in the light bath. Amazing. We have other comments here. Oh my goodness. Shoshana, again, I see you both having also this, oh my screen is blocked a little bit, rainbow rays and diamond light, which is a ray weaving. In the past, she has experienced around the divine feminine. You seem to be creating a portal together, a bridge, and just on with more amazing comments. Carol, I love the humming Thomas does when he speaks. I was at a sound bath the other day and we hummed together to stimulate our pineal glands. It was powerful. Oh my goodness.
I just have to say, Barbara, it is, and I know everyone feels this. I know Jenna feels this. I know Desiree feels this. It is such an amazing honor and privilege to do this work. And we feel constantly blessed and amazed on a regular basis. So we're grateful for every opportunity.
Yeah, and we're really grateful for community, because it's when we come together in this shared light that we remind ourselves and each other how powerful and beautiful we are. And so it's so important to support the Global Peace Tribe and Soul Search and everyone else, all of those other light workers in the work that they do. Please support them.
Don't you love knowing how powerful you are?
Yeah.
Isn't that good news?
Yeah.
It's
Yep. The
always
guides
good.
remind us often, just keep the faith.
It's always good to be reminded, and holy smoke, you two are just that beautiful reminder. And we're coming to a wrap up, and Scott is off having sushi with one of his best friends in Tiburon. And so I'm going to bring back on Jenna, of the beloved guest, and Laurie is Laurie Wheeler has gone to some other beautiful event. And of course, I'm going to bring on Desiree right here. And in a moment, we got a couple of Global Peace Tribe announcements, and I'm going to wrap up with a song. But I just wanted to thank, I'm channeling Scott now. Thank you all for being on my show. And this is Scott, not me. And thank you for being a part of the Global Peace Tribe. And so soulsearch.io is where you find everything Soul Search, and you can access their TV station there as well, which is brilliant. And do you have anything final to say, Jenna or Barbara, in this moment?
Just thank you, everyone. And I put links for the expos in the chat. I'm also going to put a link for an upcoming amazing retreat that Tangela will be doing at the beginning of February. I'm going to put the link there. You can, beautiful goddess retreat. So I just wanted to quickly mention that. I'll put the link in the chat as well. But we'll
And
talk
so that's
more.
all available through soulsearch.io. And thank you, Jenna.
Yeah, I just wanted to express my deepest gratitude, and I get to say that I get to show up and do this and be myself and share my love, and I feel the love too back. So thank you.
Yay. And Desiree, anything light that you'd like to say last?
I love what you guys said about just the ability to share this with the world. It's the most magical thing. And I see so many people's faces just light up and glow. And to me, that's the most miraculous thing. And I wouldn't change it in the entire world. So thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for growing and within yourself so we can grow together. And just thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yay. Thank you so much. And thank you, AJ and Tom. You guys rock. And I'm just going to do a couple of quick announcements and then play a song to close us out. And so this thing here is this Saturday. We're actually going to start 6:30, not at 6 o'clock Pacific time. And of course, it's Grace Cathedral live stream in San Francisco. The first half an hour will consist of Scott interviewing some of the participants, and then at 7 o'clock will be the live stream. And so that's this Saturday. And then my other announcement, which is me, is this one here. This is on Monday, 29th, and I'm doing a concert in San Diego called Accessing the Sacred Heart Through Music. And you can either live stream it or be there in person. And I'm going to drop the link into the chat in a moment where you can get your tickets. There is a suggested donation. However, if you have no money, you won't be turned away, and you can get your tickets for $0 if that is how it needs to be for you. And so those who are looking on YouTube and Facebook and other streaming partners, get your camera and go to the QR code down the bottom, and that will lead you directly to the Vision CSL event page where you can get your ticket for $0 or $3 million, whatever you like, which is very cool. And so I think that is that for now. And in the chat, I'm just going to put for our Zoom roomers. And remember, join the Global Peace Tribe. You know, we rock. And you're out there and we feel you. And feel you more and more as we become more and more conscious. We can feel everybody. And so I'm just going to spotlight myself and Desiree. And if you, like Barbara, would like to spotlight anyone dancing, you can. And Barbara, co-host of Scott, thank you so much. We love you so much. You are just an emanation of beauty right there. So thank you. And Jenna, thank you, beloved sister. Love you so much. All right, I got to do a couple of microphone thingies. Oop, what's that? That's not what I want. And excuse me. Entertain them, Desiree. And
Absolutely. I just want to thank all of you who was on the show today. Barbara, I love you. I adore you. You're absolutely amazing. I was so excited to see your face today. Jenna, it was amazing just doing that light language with you. I'm really excited just kind of expand and explore a little bit more of that. And of course, I see Omashar is good to go. So blessings to everyone.
I think we're good. Let's just check. flowers grow, dripping with dew, and rivers flow in sapphire blue. I certainly know what a fall god I know. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. And when autumn sun kisses my cheek, whilst cool winds come from mountains peak, with poems on my tongue but no wish to speak, I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. Sweet water, when I gave you my heart, I already start to feel better. My sweet water, won't you send me your love forever and ever and ever, forever and ever and ever. Oh, when tender hands trace memories where powdered sands meet temperate seas, I don't understand, but I love mysteries. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. And when evening stars shine all around, my grieving heart's no longer down. And things that were lost, that's where true hope's found. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. Sweet water, when I gave you my heart, I already start to feel better. My sweet water, won't you send me your love forever, better, never? Sweet water, when I gave you my heart, I already start to feel better. My sweet water, won't you send me your love forever, better, never? I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean.
Well, there we have it. Yay, I can feel you all twinkling. We haven't got all our highlighters here. Anyway, I'm going to click on gallery view. I think as a host, it might bring us all up. It may or may not. Anyway, if it does or it doesn't, let's all twinkle, twinkle, our beautiful little stars. Love you on Facebook and YouTube, and this rippling around the world and coming all the way back to us is our love that you feel. Karen S., love you. Susan, Pam, all of us. Bonnie, Eleanor. Anyway, good night, and we'll see you when we do. We'll always see you in the heart. Bye.